year. Mrs. Long, her husband Patrick, and their 4 young children show incredible strength and love and inspire everyone around them. And I also have to say how inspired I am by her son Fitz's extensive vocabulary. I don't know any other 11-year-old that uses the word anticlimactic in regular conversation. He caught us all with that. But we have had the privilege of getting to know the entire Long family throughout the last year and are so thankful to have them as a part of our Kesem family. So please welcome Melanie Long.
Thank you all so much for being here and supporting this invaluable organization that I never knew existed until a year ago. When I was asked to speak at this event, I could not have been more honored because Camp Kesem holds a very special place in my heart. When I was first diagnosed with breast cancer, everyone had something to say. I guess it's a part of human nature to try and point out positives in a negative situation. The silver lining, people were tripping over themselves trying to silver line me. At least you'll get new boobs, you're only stage 2. Whatever. The only silver lining I will completely accept without an eye roll and an audible sigh is Camp Kesem. As everyone knows, a cancer diagnosis is a life-changing and devastating event. And having cancer when you have young children at home takes things to an entirely different level. Not only are you going through treatment and all of the fun that that brings, you're also trying to keep the illness from overtaking their childhood. I'm sure most children who have parents with cancer probably got to experience situations similar to mine. Random people who they barely knew, picking them up from school and driving them places. Lots of random babysitters and playdates. Lots of casseroles delivered from lots of wonderful people. And probably my kids' most favorite perk, lots of fast food or pizza or whatever convenience food we had around to feed them. But the cancer experience I'm actually glad about my kids having is Camp Kesem. Part of my story is that I lost my mom to cancer when I was 9. So being diagnosed while I have 4 young children at home was equivalent to my worst possible nightmare coming true. I remember as a kid, I just wanted to be like everyone else. I didn't want to be the only one in class who had a sick parent at home. I didn't want to be the only one who knew what it was like to do homework in a hospital waiting room, but I was. And I think because of those experiences, finding Camp Kesem for my children was a blessing that I desperately needed for them. I heard about Camp Kesem through the ever so popular cancer grapevine. You know, where people hear you have cancer, and everyone who knows anyone who has ever had cancer wants to tell you everything they know about it and what to do. So along with being told I should eat a pound of broccoli a day and learn how to juice, I also learned about Camp Kesem. I remember setting up a reminder on my phone for the day that registration opened, and in my chemotherapy days, I signed my kids up to experience what was said to be the best week of their lives. I was hesitant to send my kids away for a full week, but I'm so glad I got over myself and allowed us all the opportunity to become a part of this beautiful organization. It's hard to put into words what makes Camp Kesem such a fabulous place. I know I love it, I know my kids love it, but it's hard to articulate why, but I'm sure going to try. This organization has given my entire family a community of love and support that goes far beyond the 6 days at camp. Camp provides them with experiences I would never be able to give them. They come back with songs and jokes and riddles, the riddles. Johnny, whoop, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. My husband and I were so fed up, we took all the fun out of it, and we're like, tell us what is going on. As they mentioned, my 6-year-old chose his name to be Plants vs. Zombies, and I don't know anywhere else in his life that he will be able to choose a crazy name like that and everyone is okay with it. But they also share experiences and stories about campers that really touch them. They get to hear about other families' lives and know that other people are living in the same crazy cancer world that they are. And I love that my kids get to have relationships with this amazing group of young adults. It is literally the highlight of their little worlds. The reunions are something we clear the calendar for because all of them want to be there more than anywhere else. The Call on Kesem program, where families can reach out and have counselors spend time with the kids, come to events, or babysit, is something that I always have in my bag of parenting tricks, and I use it quite often. I mean, what mom wouldn't love that? Since being involved with Camp Kesem, my kids speak confidently about my cancer and about their future with the camp. My 4-year-old tells anyone who will listen that she gets to go in just 2 more years. My 10-year-old Connor, or Fitz, has already done the math to know that when he's old enough to be a counselor, my now 2-year-old will be a camper. Connor is the one that I was most worried about with my diagnosis. He was already so serious, hence using anticlimactic, and now he had to deal with this. He was old enough to know what a cancer diagnosis meant, and I know that he was scared. When we went to the first informational meeting, which he didn't want to go to, and had already told me that he was not going to go to camp, I couldn't believe when he volunteered to go to the front of the room and have everyone help him pick out his camp name. The counselors were so kind and welcoming and just sidled right up to the kids and started talking to them. It's amazing how these perfect counselors did not hesitate 1 minute to make us feel at home. One of the most wonderful aspects about Camp Kesem is that it is provided to families at no cost. Now, I'm a teacher and I only work part-time. My husband is a great provider for our family, but when we're spending a minimum of $12,000 a year on medical expenses, I can guarantee you a summer camp is the last of our priorities. But I'm so glad that with the help of everyone here tonight, it doesn't have to be. A dear friend of mine lost someone very close to her from cancer. I never met her, but I know that we're around the same age, and I know that we both have young children. After having experienced only 1 year of Camp Kesem, I'm so thankful that her children are a part of it. I'm so thankful that those kids have counselors and campers that are loving them and supporting them. I'm so thankful that all children of parents with cancer have a place to go where they are not alone. Camp Kesem has given my family this opportunity to be a part of this community. My children have had the chance to be in a room full of people that all know what it's like to have a sick parent. They get to know that they are not alone. They get to go somewhere where they are like everyone else. Honestly, I wish I could have been a part of Camp Kesem when I was growing up. Maybe I could have saved myself from feeling so alone and saved a lot of money on therapy later in the day. Thank you. Thank you for caring about kids whose parents have cancer. Thank you for providing them this opportunity that not helps them only cope but thrive. Thank you for giving my family and me a silver lining. Thank you.